What's going on, everybody? Frank here with Linemaker Sports. I'm going to give you guys an NBA strategy today that you could pretty much guarantee that you're going to win on. Now, we'll get into that in just a second. All right, guys? So make sure you guys comment if you can hear me. Comment any question that you got. I want to make sure before we get this live going, obviously, you guys can understand everything that I'm saying. So make sure you guys go down below, comment that you can hear me. And if you guys got any questions, make sure you go ahead and drop that in the comment section as well, or in that live chat, and we'll address that kind of as we're going through this. All right, so tonight's pretty much the real start of the NBA season, so I thought I'd come on here and show you guys a decent strategy of where you can kind of hedge certain games, all right, with both teams, and you can pretty much guarantee a profit in with doing that. All right, so before we get into that a little bit more, let's give it a couple seconds. Let's get everybody in here to get going, and then once we get some more people in here, we're gonna get down to it. All right, guys, we're gonna get down to the NBA strategy. Like I said, hopefully everybody's hyped up for the NBA, the start of the season here. Yesterday was really the actual start of the season, but there was only 2 games, so there wasn't much to really go off of or much to look at. All right, so today is a full slate of games. I'm going to show you guys kind of a little bit of a secret for how you can kind of analyze the NBA and look at certain things. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so first off, let's talk about what it's going to be. It's going to be an NBA strategy, all right? NBA strategy. Now, what are we going to do? How are we going to narrow this down? All right, how are we going to narrow this down to games that we can actually pay attention to? All right, so this is what you want to do. First step, this is going to be, you're going to look at the slate of games, and what you're going to do is you're going to look for games where the spread is -3 or less. All right, this is what you're looking for games that are -3 or less. If you could find -3 or less, then we're going to put a circle around that. All right, we're going to find those type of games, and we're going to go ahead and put a circle around that stuff. All right, that's how we're going to start it out. All right, because how we're going to address this now is going to be we're going to be betting this game live. All right, we're going to be doing some stuff in this. It's going to be live bets. All right, so what you want to do here is when a game is -3 or less, now we want to look at the money line aspect of this. All right, so your underdog in -3 or less is going to pretty much vary probably anywhere from like +105 to probably +140, 145-ish. That's what the underdog is going to look like in a matchup like this. All right, so first off, you start here. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the money line, and we're going to take the underdog. We're going to start with the underdog. All right, so let's say the underdog is +145. All right, let's say it's +145. Now, what we're doing here, we're not taking any bets yet. All right, we're not taking any bets. Not doing it just yet. We're looking at the underdog right now in this aspect. All right, the game is going to start. We're going to wait for the game to start. Now, we're not going to make a bet, all right, until the end of the first quarter, because we're going to see how this game goes in the start of the first quarter, because we want to make sure it's not lopsided and it's not going to be a complete blowout right out the gate. All right, so we're going to wait until the end of the first quarter. All right, so now we wait till the first quarter ends. All right, once that happens, now what we're going to do is we are going to place a bet on the plus money team. All right, if this isn't a blowout situation where it comes out the gate and the team's not up, as long as at the end of the first quarter the team is not up by like 12, 15 points or something like that, then we're going to take the plus money money line in this matchup. All right, because in the NBA, if you know anything about the NBA, you know anything about basketball, it's a game of runs. All right, so there's runs in the NBA. All right, no matter how bad a team is or how good a team is, everybody has runs in that game where it can fluctuate. All right, so a team can go on a 10-0 run, they could take the lead. The team could go on a 15-0 run and come back and take the lead and stuff like that. So NBA is a game of runs. It's going to happen throughout the whole entire game. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to grab the underdog right here. We're trying to first snatch an underdog at plus money on the money line. All right, and then what we want to do is as the game is going on, take advantage of the runs. All right, so right now, if you're betting that team, obviously the other team is like -170 or whatnot on that. All right, well, when this team right here makes their run, you pay attention to that, and you pay attention to the live money line on that. All right, because when they make their run, these odds are going to shift. All right, so they might even become a favorite live. All right, now this only happens in games, like I said, that are the spread is -3 or less, because these are predicted obviously to be tight games. All right, so this only works, like I said, in that type of aspect of those certain games. All right, so you're looking for plus money to start out with, and then once the other team makes a run, when this team makes a run, your favorite on the other side now is going to probably jump to plus money. All right, so you might see the other team now flop. All right, and the other team that you don't have money on, and they become plus money as well, whether it be plus 120 or whatnot. They end up becoming plus money as well. So what you do there is now you go ahead and you place a bet on that team. So now what if you did? You bet on both teams. All right, you bet on both teams. So obviously one of those teams are going to win. You bet on both of those teams in plus money. All right, so that means that's a guaranteed profit. No matter what happens in that game, you're going to make a certain amount of money. All right, it might not be a lot, and but it's still guaranteed profit. All right, and it's kind of like an arbitrage type thing. All right, that's how it is when you're looking at a live NBA game, because this is really the only sport that you could pretty much do that, because you can't do it in football because there's not constant runs in football. You just can't. Hockey, you can't do it. The NBA and college basketball are the only ones that you could really do this at. All right, where there's a constant runs in games to where a team could be down by 20 points, let's say in the third quarter, and they could come back and tie the game and take the lead. It happens every single day in the NBA, to be honest. It happens a lot. All right, so this is how you can guarantee yourself a profit if you want to bet live and you want to bet games, as they're going on. All right, so as they're going on, you want to pay attention. Again, I'm going to go through the steps here. First off, we're going to look at games. We're going to put a circle around games if the spread is -3 or less. All right, so put your circle around that stuff. All right, so then hold on. Let's answer this question real quick, because I do want to address that before I go any further. Yes, you'd be putting the same unit on both teams. All right, you would be putting the same unit. You would not adjust the unit size. Like, let's say $100, for example. If you put $100 on here, your return would be 145. Now, if you ended up getting the other team a plus 120, now you're going to be putting 100 down. You'd be getting 120 in return there. Hence, there you go. There's a guaranteed profit no matter who wins that game. All right, so keep it same unit size. All right, so let's get back to it. Anyway, -3 or less is what you're looking for. So circle those games on any day of the week. Circle those games out. And then once the game starts, wait till the first quarter ends. All right, make sure it's not a blowout. You got to make sure it's pretty tight. All right, you got to make sure it's within about a 5-point range in the first quarter. Not one team is absolutely blowing the other team out right out the gate. All right, because you will lose that opportunity. Because if you bet a team that's plus money and that favorite actually ends up blowing them out right from the get-go, they might never get the run back to getting for this guy to become a favorite. So you got to make sure it's still tight. All right, so after the first quarter ends, we're going to take the underdog. All right, we're going to take the underdog at plus money. And now what we're going to do is we're going to watch that game. You're going to keep your phone, your computer, whatever it is, to keep up to date on exactly what's going on live and the live odds. And now wait for this team to become a favorite and the team that was the favorite to become the underdog. And once they become both plus money, you place one unit on each. Boom, there you go. You got guaranteed money. All right, that's how that works. And it's a little bit of work. I ain't going to lie. It's a little bit of work because you got to kind of watch the game. You have to see the runs, and you got to correlate that with your sports book as well, and pay attention to how the live odds are going there, and make sure you get the bet in, because sometimes that happens when you're doing live betting. You can't quite get the bet in right away. All right, but this is how you're going to do it, guys. This is how you're going to be able to get an NBA strategy that's pretty much guaranteed profit, as long as you do it the right way, the way I just taught you right there. All right, guys. Now, if you guys want any more other strategies than what I'm just teaching you here, make sure you guys go down below in the description and book a call, all right? So that way you can work with me one-on-one, and I can show you guys exactly how to do this in all sports and how to come up with strategies for all sports. All right, guys. But once again, look for a team -3 or less. Let's go ahead, wait till the first quarter ends, and let's try to nab both of those at plus money. And when we do that, we're going to get guaranteed profit. All right, guys? So that is your NBA strategy for this season. Check it out. If you guys got any questions on that, make sure you guys go down in the comment section, ask any questions, whatever you need to ask. Like I said, good question that came across is, how do you do it unit size? You do one unit on each. All right, one unit on each, and that should be good enough for you. Guaranteed profit no matter which way you look at it, because obviously one of those teams have got to win. All right, guys. As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.